Hey there, it's me, Maddie, and I am back for Flosstube video number 2. I have to really start out with a huge thank you to all the kind comments, all the likes. You guys are amazing people. You guys have such generous hearts, and the things that you said were encouraging and kind and helpful, and I just have to say thank you so much for doing that. I'm gonna go back through. I didn't know that there was a way to go back through, and I don't do computer stuff a lot. I try not to live on a computer, but I've watched some tutorials on how to interact and work YouTube, and I think I can do it. So I'm gonna start going back through and actually connecting with you guys and talking with you guys. I have to say, I only thought like maybe 50 people would even look at my video. I didn't think the response would be what it is, and it's so nice. You guys, you're so sweet, and thank you for being encouraging and helpful, and I love it. It really encouraged me to do some things the last couple of weeks. I may not have got as much stitching done, but I definitely worked on things, and your suggestions helped in those. So last time, sorry, my nose is running. It's allergies still. The mold's been weird, the grass has been weird. And the poor people up in the north and the west in the fires, we are actually starting to, I feel like that's what it is. We're starting to get your smoke. It's hazy, especially yesterday. It's been so hazy. It's sad. I hate the fires. I know my grandparents had a farm, and there was one time I was about 10 or so, and the fire, tore through all of the pastures, got really up close to the house, and it was a miracle that the barn and their house didn't go up. Are you sleeping and you just woke yourself up? Goober. She sleeps and then she talks in her sleep. She never barks unless somebody knocks on the door, but she'll bark in her sleep. It's okay. She won't bark at dogs. It's so weird. But rabbit hole, sidetrack. I look out the window because I can see the sky out the window. It's hazy. I hope everybody that lives in those areas are doing okay. I hope everybody that has our current summer heat is surviving. We are just now getting back into the 90s today. Usually this time of year we're sitting at 100, 102, and then that's not including the heat index. So we've had such a great summer. But some of you guys have had a really rough summer, and I'm sorry for that. Upside is we're narrowing in on August, and then there's September and October and November and glorious fall. But thank you for all the kind words. Sorry, rabbit hole again. Thank you for all your kind words. Thank you for those who like the video or subscribe. I can't believe y'all subscribe. Y'all see something I'm not seeing. I'm just jabbering to myself, but thank you. So let's start with cross stitch. Last video I said my goals were to work on Blackberry House by Plum Street samplers. And so here is my progress. I said I was gonna get it done. I didn't necessarily get it done. So here's what I have. I got the house finished. I did a couple of leaves up in that leafy area. I got the border started in that bottom corner and a little bit of a oh, what do you call that thing? A leaf. I did a leaf. So, but here's what we've got done, and it's really wrinkly. I'm sorry. I should iron these. I didn't think about that. Next video. Live and learn. But it's been a good stitch. Definitely enjoying it. Really want to see it done. This one's deceptive. I feel like I can get a lot done with it, and then I realize how long it took. That house was stitch heavy, and so I underestimate it. I think we all do that with cross stitch. I'm like, oh, that won't be bad. And it takes a lot more time. The next thing you know, you've been stitching for 3 hours. Oh, and here's the original pattern and what's going on. I got a light, you guys. I went to Big Lots and bought me a $10 little light and stand for my phone. So we'll see how well that works out. By the way, definitely, there was a couple of you guys who said that you live in Oklahoma, OKC area, Tulsa area. I will say we may run into one of each other at a grocery store or store in the area. I'm not going to say my town. I mean, a little bit of privacy in the world is nice, but we may see each other at a grocery store every once in a while. And if you do see me and I look a hot mess, I apologize. Some, like, when I'm not actually having to be near people, the hair gets crazy. I may or may not tweeze the eyebrows, leggings, you know, life in Oklahoma. So that's Plum Street sampler, or Blackberry House. And then we did a thing. So you guys love Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, and I know I talked about my need for project bags, and your advice and encouragement let me know that I need to finish my bag. So I pulled out the first bag I worked on. I decided I wasn't gonna stress over it anymore. I took it apart, saved the zipper. I went into my, anyways, so the bag. So I feel like I definitely could do better at stitching the zippers and getting closer and more comfortable with working with that. I don't know why the idea of that needle going through the sound of it, it's like people who chomp eyes, like they can't stand that sound, or like, I don't know, the idea of the needle going through the hard plastic or the metal parts, it terrifies me a little bit, but that's just something you gotta work on. But inside this new, freshly made bag is Earthly Treasures. And so here is the pattern for that. And I'm so close to being done. I finished the wording on it. And I found fabric that I want to make the pillow with in my closet. It's amazing what you can find in your craft closet. I did get a little bit off, and it originally got off somewhere up in here, but it affected it down here, as it always does. And so the little berries, we're gonna go with berries. The little berries are touching the words, which in the pattern they don't do necessarily. But you know, I'm not going back and fixing it. It's gonna be what it is. I think a lot of seasoned cross stitchers take that stance of, it is what it is. And we're gonna work with it. It's imperfect. It's not exactly the same as everything else. So I need to finish the face, and that's 1/1 stitching, so I always say that to the possible last, and then I'll finish this right here, which that goes really quickly. It's a lot of just simple lines, and then you do your little leaves, and then a couple berries up in there. I call them berries. Are they berries or are they apples? I don't know. They are what they are. The next thing comes in this handy dandy bag number 2. I love the 1970s gold. I don't know why. I love those olive greens in that yellow. I'm okay with all of that. But inside this bag with its lining and its zipper, and the zipper is a lot better than the first zipper, is my long dog sampler, and that's Castle in the Sky. So, ooh, you're floppy, don't be floppy. Here is this guy. These are so intricate. These are, how do people come up with this? How do people think of this? Thank God you do. But it's amazing. And then you think of all the samplers and the things that people would create 100 years ago, 200 years ago, and I'm like, you had nothing that we do now, none of the technology that we do, and you all just created these beautiful things. And we think sometimes that in this day and age we're so smart and we're so talented and so much more advanced, but then there's things like that, and I'm like, could people do that today? How many talents and artistic crafts have been lost because of that? Our advance in technology is at the extent, or at the expense of crafts and hand design and whatnot. So that's where I'm at. For some reason, I got the light, but even still, it's a lot. The thread shows up a lot better in person than it does. And this is one of those easy stitches where, like, the border, you know, like, you do 1 or 2 sections of it off the pattern, then you can just literally sit there and just. So this was one that I pulled out a couple of nights where I was tired and I didn't want to think, but if I'm gonna sit there and watch television, then I feel like I need to do something productive while I'm doing it. And the idea of folding laundry while watching television versus cross-stitching while watching television is 2 different things. We're gonna cross-stitch every time. It's just gonna happen. But that's a good one to do it. I feel like there's cross-stitch patterns out there that we want to get done. Like Blackberry House, I want to get it done because I know it's going to be beautiful when it's done. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't always find so much joy and relaxation from doing it, stitching it. I do it because I want the end product. This is one of those that I feel good about stitching. It's calming, it's relaxing, I enjoy the stitch. The finished project will be nice, but it's the stitching aspect of it that I'm really enjoying about it. And it's weird how you can have two different feelings about a cross stitch project. And then, well, I made another bag, but before I show you what's in the bag, because I fibbed and I bought stuff, and I said I wasn't gonna buy stuff because you saw my never-ending bag of whips, and it is what it is. But this is my third bag, and it's all happy and springy. Turned out really good too. They're getting better at it. So one of you guys made the comment that you would love to send me a bag, and that is so nice of you. You don't have to do that. You save your bags, you sell your bags, you enjoy your bags, but that even the concept of you being wanting to send something like that, that's so sweet. That's like super sweet. Y'all are so kind. You don't have to do that, but thank you for offering. But of course, thank you for all of you guys for encouraging me to try my own bags too. But thank you. You know who you are. That was so nice of you. One project I forgot to show you guys when I did my whips last week, or two weeks ago, was this one by Lindy Stitches. It's Pride and Prejudice. It's Pride and Prejudice Blessing. And I've had this one since before school let out. So April or May I bought it. Probably brought it during the middle of state testing when I was mentally at my end and needed something happy. And it lived in my work bag until I've cleaned out my work bag and I'm starting to get ready for school. I start Monday. It's Monday. I am going back to work on Monday. I ended the school year thinking, oh, I just want to go into the next school year. It's going to be a normal school year. It's going to be great. And now I'm like, I don't want to go back yet. I need another 3 weeks. I need another 2 months. I don't know. I want to be with the kids. I don't want to do the prep work. I don't want to sit and do schedules for 10 days and have all those kind of meetings that they're good and they're productive, but there's a lot of prep work that goes into school before it starts. And then it's just me and admin and my co-counselor, my new co-counselor. And so there's not even kids, and it makes the days long. But then when the kids come, I like school when it starts with the kids. I don't like the school when there's no kids because it's just not right. It's weird to sit in an empty building and just do paperwork because that's what you do when you don't have kids. Anyways, I got the fabric. So I ordered about a month ago. I ordered fabric from 123stitch.com. That fabric hasn't arrived. Shortly after I made my last video, I went on there and started looking at patterns, how you do. And I got the fabric to do that project. I got that. I had the DMC and other projects that I can pull from. This one, it doesn't have a sticker on it, so I need to write it on the bag. But this one is called 32 count Silvery Moon Lugana. And then I think I have a frame that I can paint that would go really, really well with this project. And it would be a relatively quick project. The downside to this one is that it's 1/1 on the letters. And so either you love it or you don't. You have to be there for that. But Lindy Stitches does such great stuff. I love her stuff. I love her colors in her work. I love her quirkiness. She would be a fun person to meet and to get crazy with, like go out and eat and have a drink with. Like the stories I feel that woman has have to be entertaining as all get out. But I got that. Still haven't gotten the fabric, but I ordered that 2 weeks ago and got that. And then I also got this fabric, which is the called for 32 count lamb's wool linen fabric. Got that and that from 2 weeks ago. And I got the required DMC, which honestly I could have gone to Hobby Lobby and ordered that, but when you could just click the button. Where did I put the DMC? Did I pull it out? Well, I got the required DMC. There's only like 4 or 5 pieces or like colors to work with. And then, the coup de grace, the thing that we all want to see is the Prairie Schooler pattern Hocus Pocus. Because Halloween. I hit August and it's all about Halloween at that point. I love this. It's weird. It is fall. It is quirky. I love the little owl and the witch. The palm, that's interesting. The little palm and the signs on it. I love it. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I want fall. I am sick of summer. I am sick of the heat. I am sick of the humidity. I am sick of mosquitoes. 4th of July, I bathed in mosquito repellent, had jeans on even though it was hot and humid, and those suckers still bit through my denim jeans, like true jeans, ate through my jeans and tore up my legs. I'm still got bumps everywhere on my legs from those dang mosquitoes, and the flies aren't great either this year. My parents has mosquitoes, I have flies. We could live with all of that being gone, I think. I definitely could. Oh, I found the floss. It was in another bag. I put it in a bag. Really easy colors. But that is one of those projects that I think I'm excited to stitch, and I think it's gonna be a nice stitch. And 32 count is easy to see, so I don't even have to wear my glasses when I stitch that one, so that'll be nice. Yay, go me. I bought something I really didn't need, but really, really love and want to do. But that's what I'm gonna do. So my plans, my upcoming plans, of course, are to chip away at Blackberry House. This evening I'm going to finish stitching Earthly Treasures, and then hopefully this weekend or next weekend after, I think I need a project next. I need to decompress after my first week back at school and all that scheduling that need to be done. I will finish, I'll make those into pillows. I'll make Earthly Treasures into pillows and Good Intentions, which is hanging out on the back side, into a pillow. And I think those will be really cute for fall. I need to get a bowl maybe to stick somewhere in here and put my pillows. Oh, and a finish I had was April. I finished the Cottage Needleworks monthly houses. I finished April. I did finish it. I finished it right after my video. I stuck to a plan and finished it. So that's done. It's in the office. I'll find some fabric to finish those, and then to make the ones that I have completed into pillows. I might do that with these other two that I have right here. Just make a day of making pillows. And I think I'm just gonna hold the months off until next summer. I feel like those are more of a summer project, and I'm so excited to start some of my fall projects. I wanna start the Addams Family, and I really wanna, I'm gonna work on one of my Pride and Prejudice projects that I've started. I think my dog is right here staring at me. And the cat's over there staring at me. I wanna work on those. I want to get some work done on that Pride and Prejudice project. I think that one's kind of sitting on my brain a little bit. So finish Earthly Treasures, get as close to Blackberry House as I can, and start Pride and Prejudice. And then in August, I'm thinking mid-August, we're gonna start some of the fall stuff. I want the oranges and then the deep reds. I want all of those pretty colors, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna show a video of my dollhouse that's sitting right here, but I took a little video of it before I started, and I'm gonna show you guys the dollhouse and what I have done so far, and then we're gonna be done for Flosstube video number 2. And once again, a huge thank you to all your kind words and all your encouragement and your suggestions. Thank you. And the cat and the dog are playing with each other now in the background, making noise. You feel better about yourself? Yeah. Y'all have a great day. Have a great couple of weeks. See you later. Bye. All right, here is my dollhouse, or at least where it is in the process of becoming a dollhouse. I pretty much have the outside construction done, or the walls and everything built that way. I haven't put windows in yet. That's kind of probably 2 or 3 steps down the line. What I have finished is the roof. Even this little tower roof over here, I actually finished that up yesterday. I've done a lot of painting on the outside. I definitely will go back through, and that's just kind of like a first layer to get me started, but we'll grunge that up really well. A lot of the shingles are there. I want to add more gray into the shingles. It still looks too clean to me, in my opinion. There's a lot of inspiration on Facebook and Instagram of abandoned homes. There's a lot of pages for abandoned homes and farmhouses and things like that. And you look at those and looking at the siding and getting that texture right. It's trial and error so far, but it's fun. One section that I have finished, and or not finished, but it have started recently, is adding wood flooring. I use popsicle sticks, the little thin ones, and we'll go back through and stain them. One lady that I love watching on YouTube is Bentley House Miniatures, and she has so many different techniques and how she works things. She does use wood a lot, but she also uses cardboard and mat board and things, and the houses she can build from that is astounding. But one of the techniques she does for wood and kind of getting that wood flooring look is doing acrylic paint with water and just getting the right shade that you want, and almost like whitewashing, but it's not whitewash, it's dark colors, I don't know, but that technique, and it turns out really well. The next, I need to actually paint this guy and get him to the way I want to look. That's the railing that's been kind of kicked in a little bit and messed with, and I'll paint over it. It's kind of got its primer coat on there, but nothing else. And now I'm going to pause you and then turn around so you can see the inside, which there's not a lot there, but you can see what is. So this is the back side, and at the very top here is like this attic tower roof, and this will pop out. I may have to take this off completely. There we go. It pops out, and you can either choose to leave this piece off and have it open, or you can add it in. I'm gonna try to add it in with a way of being able to easily pop it out so that you can, oh, it's like a little surprise, you know, there's a little room up here. I have to work on figuring out how I wanna do that. For the floor, I really want to do the popsicle stick method, but have it trace the outside edge, and so it has that design in there all the way down to the center. I think that's my next step, doing that, and then I'll work on more of the inside and exterior and things along that line, kind of map out where I want to be. So I'm going to put this roof back on. And sorry about the stuff on the table over there. School starts for me on Monday, and so I need to get my office ready. I'm kind of getting my plants and coffee and supplies and all that jazz ready, so it's kind of living on the kitchen table. The attic, there's a wall that's supposed to go up here. I need to add that in, but there was a lot of like lining that you had to put in and small areas back there and the windows that I may do first and prime everything first before I put that wall up, because it'll be easier and have more room to work with before that's done. The second level, the two rooms, the walls are primed but nothing else, and then the bottom level down there. And I have all the window frames painted the way I want them, the colors that I want them. They're in the office in a box. That'll be probably a couple steps down the line before I put those in. One thing I know I need to do sooner rather than later is actually go through and map out the bedrooms, the ceilings and the floors, get exact measurements, and then that way when I do flooring or add in the intricate ceilings like you find in a lot of old homes with the different textures and stuff, I can do that and have an exact template, and it's so much easier to work with. Some people will do wallpaper as they go, like before they do the flooring in. I did that on my last method, but you just have to be really conscientious of where your floors are. And so I thought at this time I would try it this way. And the upside is if it messes itself up, the mistakes are part of the look of abandoned homes. You know, the peeling wallpaper, the mismatch of stuff. It can all blend in with itself, and that's nice. I can make mistakes and it actually will work in my favor, most likely. Hopefully. Possibly. You can actually kind of see here where I put the wall in. I lined it up with that because mentally I thought that that's how that would be, and it wasn't. And so I had to get out a hot air gun or heat gun and melt the glue and move the wall and things like that. So read your instructions really, really well. Watch tutorials online. Sometimes the instructions are not the best, and just go for it. And I'll see if I can find a picture of the dollhouse I sold and put that up here, because that was not abandoned at all. It was very clean and cute and frilly. So, and then I have this cutting mat that I actually originally bought for fabric use, and it's now become my dollhouse. It's so big and so heavy that the more you put into it and the more walls, the more everything, shingles even, the heavier it gets to lift. So a lot of this will now be done from the floor. And then I just slide it back into the office over there in one of the rooms. And it lives in there until I pull it out again. But this is the dollhouse. And I hope you guys find it interesting. And if you have tips or tricks, I would gladly take them.